I said, don't you? Oh, I'm live. Alright, so this is gonna be one of those things. This might be a thing, or it might not be a thing. I mean, I don't know. I said, whoever wants to join me, come here and we'll figure that out. Let's see. Here we go. Yeah. Alright. Let's see. I know somebody said that they mentioned me on Twitter, but I don't see it. The skeptical review guy. He said he mentioned me on Twitter, but I'm not. He didn't. He didn't. Yeah. You know. What the fuck? I hate that. Wait. Huh? Wow. Let's see. Um. Let's see. What's going on in this world? You don't have anything to talk about. I guess we're waiting for Steve Giants. Steve Giants. Steve McRae's thing to be done. Let's see. For those uh, animal treatment is a thing that we need to do. Sorry, but yes. Uh, no, I mean, how do we know it's not fake? I mean, well, do, 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 do. Wow. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Hey, where are we? Here we go. Brian Stevens. Can't come in, but you'll wrench me on mod. I'll join in a second. How do I join? Skeptic Reviews. He didn't tweet me at the tweeter. At Tweeter. That's my Twitter thingy. Is at Man. Yeah, I was like looking through Twitter to see if S.J. Thompson had said something stupid I have to eat. He didn't this time, but I'm sure he will again. Uh, oh my god. What? People are crazy, I swear. Yeah, Brian, you don't, I don't remember. There was two Brians, it was so confusing. But anyway, Skeptic Reviews, if you tweeter at me there, if you don't have Twitter, then email me. Uh, and then I'll give you the link, because if I put the link to this thing in chat, then I'll get insanity, like stupid people trying to show their wiener off or play loud music or whatever. And you, the weird thing about that is like they don't give you an option to ban them outright from the stream. You have to like ban them from your channel. It's really complicated. I do have Twitter. Yeah, you might have. I mean, I don't know. It's possible, or it might just maybe I don't know. I mean, this person on Twitter just said that if you have dogs, you miss having slaves. And oh, unpopular opinion: white people love dogs so much because deep down they miss owning slaves. They love the owner and master dynamic, desperate for something to control. And I said, I hate dogs, therefore I hate slaves. Wait, what? How stupid. It's like, I don't. How can you miss something that you've never done? Like, I've never owned a slave, so how would I miss that? And then, like, she honest any of it. Definitely tweeted at you. Okay, well, let's see. What the bleep is going on, Twitter? Notify me. Where is it? Where is this tweet? Where is it, Twitter? Bleep me. What's your Twitter thing, Skeptic Reviews? I'll do it the other way. Now, see, I'm assuming Skeptic Reviews is a skeptic that reviews things, but he could be somebody that reviews skeptics because he's not. I mean, I don't know. I'm also assuming he's a he and not a robot. I mean, I could. What's your thing? Let's try it that way. Yeah, we have to assume things. I mean, we don't have to. We don't have to assume things, but sometimes we do. We assume friendly atheist. Don't mind reading the book. Okay, so see, now I know. Now I see his thing that says hello. See, that's weird. What the hell? I don't know. Okay, I'm gonna put the link in the thing. Here's the thing to the thing. Now he's got it in the direct message. I see it on his timeline. You're like, hi. I was like, that's not on my timeline. You know, screw you, Twitter. Twitter banned. Oh, now I see it. Now I see it. Wait, is like my Twitter turned in a way that I can only see people that follow me or some dumb crap that I didn't do or something? Settings and privacy. Privacy and see. Tweet. No. Location information. Huh. No, it doesn't look like it's So, yeah, whatever. I'm gonna just keep talking about nothing till he joins. Been bopping your YouTube for a long time. How did I not know you have Twitter? I don't know, man. I don't know, Brian. You probably also don't know that I have a blog. You know, I mean, there's a lot of things I do you probably don't know about. I don't know. The things that you think I did, that I was, I have an alibi for all those things, But how was there two Brian Stevens in that hangout? I was like, hey, Brian. He's like, this other Brian's like, hey. I'm like, huh? Who are you? I'm like, yeah, did you see my video? Like, no, I'll check it out. I'm like, no, the other Brian that I know. I'm the real Brian Stevens. No, they're not. It's only the one I know is the. Like, Oh, okay. You read it. Great. See, I know people read it. Nobody. Like, I got one comment. I was like, yeah, which was good. The fixing immigration thing, like, it probably would be seen as like indentured servitude or something. But I mean, like the thing is, it's like the thing about like trying to come up with the answers or solutions to problems is like, well, one, even if it was like a great idea, like how do you make anybody care? Like a mathematician. Yeah, in my talk with Jeremy Spry, which was the atheism versus logic guy, he said that even an infinite amount of time wouldn't be enough to produce life from non-life without a mind. So is that is, I mean, pure faith at that point, because with infinite time, of course, you would eventually, by complete randomness, stumble onto uh, life or anything else. The Dawkins did this with the the monkey on the typewriter thing and had, two programs. One was completely random, the other one, was selectively picking letters that made sense or whatever. I think I heard something. Hello?
I'm Skeptic Reviews.
Oh,
Hmm?
well, you ruined my universe.
Well, you know I was a guy.
I thought you were. See, that's what I for anything. Well, I'm going to myself now. Nom 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 nom. Alright.
Yeah, maybe I can change the icon so it's like pink or something, so people know
No,
I'm
no, no.
a girl.
Be confused. No, see, there's no women on the internet. I mean, that's an old meme. It needs to be brought back. We need that meme brought. I don't know if you were there when that happened, but it used to be a thing. That like we would say like the only women or guys or the FBI. Like that was like the thing, and like
Yeah.
yeah. Back in Yahoo chat, it would be like, "Oh yeah, I'm 14-year-old girl all alone." I'm like, "No, you're not." but yeah, me too. Sure, why not? Whatever. Then it became infested with bots. So that was easy. Anyway, so hi.
Hi.
That was like you're like, what the hell are you doing? So you're Skeptic Reviews. You have a new
Yeah.
channel. I subscribe to it. You only have
Thank you.
2 videos, but that's all right.
Yeah,
Well,
I'm new. I'll make more. I'm gonna try to
yeah,
make
you'll explode because of me. No, you won't get any view. Well, maybe I don't know. And you said
Yes, yes, Brian.
you had a page before this or whatever.
Huh? Say again.
You had a different YouTube before this, or
I do. I'll log on to it.
what?
Yeah, I'll log into it in a sec.
Oh,
I actually have another YouTube channel.
I thought you said something that sounded like French. I was like, what?
No,
Allah,
I don't
I
really
was
like.
like, what? What? You did what now?
Sorry,
Like, wait, do you
I
speak French?
haven't.
I need someone that's fluent in French and English. Um.
Okay, I just typed in the chat on my other YouTube channel. It's insects are cool.
Oh, okay.
I also make videos about insects. So
Cool. Insects are cool. Well, some of them. I don't
I
like.
I did I did explain the shirt I'm wearing right now.
Yeah, I don't like cockroaches. I don't think anyone does. But maybe somebody does. I was thinking about animal rights activists, and it's like, yeah, well, how many insects have you killed? Like, I mean, come on, you've killed them.
Actually, behind my green screen, you can't see it right now, but behind my green screen, there's actually an insect collection behind it.
Oh, okay. Well, I guess you could use the green screen to project insects upon the green screen. It'd be like super meta. Okay, so your profile says atheist. That's all I know,
Mhm,
and you like insects. I don't know anything else. So what do you
mhm.
want to? What do you want to say? I don't know. What do you want to do here? What are we talking about?
Uh,
What's
okay.
reality?
Okay, my name is Adriana Star, and I live in Oklahoma.
Cool.
Uh, what about you? Where are
Uh,
you from?
where am I from? That's right. Yeah, wow. It all started 13 billion years ago. No, well, I'm Deconverted Man, but my fake internet name is Dan Green. I only tell
Mhm,
super awesome people that I've gotten to know my real name. So,
mhm.
maybe one day you'll be that, but it won't be, you
Okay.
won't hear it online like you'll hear it in an email and like a secret code or something. I don't know. But, but I was originally born and raised in California, North
Okay.
California. And now I'm in South Carolina and I don't
Cool.
like it here. But it's where I am right now, and that's what it is. And life is the thing, and just, you
Mhm,
exist, and stuff happens, and you're trying to make
mhm,
sense of it, and you realize nothing makes sense. And you look into the abyss, and you go, oh, "Okay, well, that's a thing."
mhm.
But I used to be a Christian, and I deconverted, so
Mhm.
that's the name,
Yeah.
deconverted man.
I used to be a Christian, and I've actually deconverted twice.
Oh, twice. The first one
Yeah.
didn't stick.
Okay. This is gonna be a long story. If I
Yeah.
tell you.
Okay. Yeah. Sure.
Okay. Okay. So I'm in Oklahoma, the Bible Belt. In my family, my dad is Christian. I know he's like really laid back. Like he's okay with gay marriage and uh, evolution, stuff like that. He's
Right. So
so
he's like a more
yeah,
moderate Christian. Yeah. Okay.
yeah. And then my mom, I don't know exactly what she believes. I think she's also like an atheist, so though she doesn't. She calls herself agnostic, but I think she's more atheist. So she's more skeptical, I guess.
Uh,
Okay. So Amy, technically, so I did grow up believing in a god. But I never read the Bible or anything though. Uh, I didn't really know much anything about God. I guess I never thought about God or anything very much. I also have a sister, and then when I was 17 years old, I overheard her saying something like she was an atheist or whatever, and I guess that kind of like maybe started thinking more. And so I started looking up a bunch of stuff about religion and stuff online, and I looked at some YouTube channels. I looked at Dark Matter 2525 and Cult of Dusty. It didn't really take me that long for me to become an atheist at that point. Really, all the arguments I've had at that point is just like feelings. Just I feel God or whatever, you know.
yeah. Yeah. That is very common as far as
Yeah,
arguments go. I was talking to
yeah,
this guy, Craig Reed, back and forth with videos, and
mhm,
he was telling me, I go into my prayer closet and I have this experience
mhm,
of God, and and it's like
mhm,
I mean, and it's like, look, yeah, you've had an experience. I'll grant that, but
mhm,
to say it's from something, you'd have to show that, and because you can't show that, then it's fake. And
mhm,
he's like, well, but he got kind of hung up. He's like, well, and I was trying to figure out what the problem was that I was having, because I was saying, well, experience isn't proof, but I was like, well, what I mean by that
mhm,
is experience of something that isn't isn't mundane or something like that. I was trying to phrase it right, because I'm like, well, everything that I experience is reality, right? Like, but then, you went down that path in my brain. I was like,
mhm.
it's like, well, you hit hard. I can never say the word solipsism, however you say it. I don't know how to say the
Mhm.
word. What do you say, solipsism? How do you say the damn word? I don't know. There we go. I know what this word is. How do you say it? Solipsism. There we go. Thanks, Google. That's it.
Say again.
Solip, solip. How do you say it, Google? Solipsism. Solipsism. There we go.
Solipsism.
Solipsism. So solipsism is the
Sol-
philosophical idea that only one's mind is sure to exist. It's a epistemological position. Solipsism holds that knowledge of anything outside your own mind is unsure. The
mhm,
external world and other minds cannot be known and might not exist
mhm,
outside the mind. And
mhm,
the reason it gets to there is because we know that your senses can fail. We know that your
mhm,
eyesight, hearing can fail. We know that our brain can be tricked by hallucinations and drugs and
mhm.
mental illness. And so it's like, well, knowing all that, it's like, well, how do I know what I'm experiencing from day to day is real? And it's like, well,
Like
yeah.
in the Matrix.
Yeah, well, yeah, and that's one proposal. It's like, oh, we're in the Matrix, or we're the Truman Show, or it's the Red King's
Yeah.
Dream, or the Red King's Dream, by the way, is from Alice in Wonderland. If you
Okay.
aren't familiar, in Alice in Wonderland, there's characters Tweedledee and
I read it.
have you read it? Do you remember
Yeah.
Tweedledee and Tweedledum?
Vaguely. I'm pretty sure
Okay, well, they come across this sleeping giant who's red,
mhm,
and he's got a crown. And
mhm,
Alice says, "Who's that?" So they say, "It's the Red King." and
Mhm.
he's dreaming. If you wake him up, we'll all disappear. And he's like, well, then you're in the dream as well.
Mhm.
So I forget exactly how it's phrased, but the idea, it's like, well, it's kind of like Link's Awakening, where it's the Windfish's dream. Everything is,
Mhm.
but you experience what seems to be pain. And one guy had said, well, if you really think that reality isn't real, it's just run into a brick wall. And it's like, well, yeah, but the thing is that pain itself is also in your brain. So
Mhm.
it didn't really prove, you can't get
Mhm.
around it. So, but the thing is, it's the supernatural, quote unquote, is something that in and of itself hasn't been demonstrated to be a thing.
Mhm.
So, I've done this analogy where I say, well, okay, let's say my door opens to my room on its own, or it seems like it's opening on its own. It's going to scare me, probably, and I'm going
Mhm.
to think it's a person. That's like my first thought, you know. And then I'm going to explore it, and if I saw no person, I see no animal, and my window's closed, and what could I could draw any conclusion. But if I say, well, it's a ghost, yeah, that's well. How do I know a ghost can open a door? Let alone how do I know that ghosts exist?
Mhm.
And this is kind of the problem with the if you can't show where the what the thing is, then saying that that's what it is a belief.
Mhm.
So certainly our brains can experience weird things like that you would call divine. But that's just a placeholder for. Anyways, I don't know. Yeah. But have you ever had any sort of weird event or thing happen that you were just like, well, that was weird, or I can't explain that sort of moment?
Uh, uh, I'm not sure.
You're not sure? Okay.
Yeah.
Uh, wait a minute. What's on your shirt?
Oh, it's a dragonfly larvae.
Oh, for a moment, just for a moment, I thought it was a lobster,
No.
and I was going to just. I mean, that would have been the end of me. I would have been like, well,
Lobsters are cool. Lobsters are cool too.
yeah, because
They're
I mean,
related. They're related to insects.
yeah. Well,
Mhm.
I don't know anything. I just know that it became my. I made it into my meme a long time ago, and now it's a thing. So
Mhm.
so what brought you to YouTube or deciding to do videos? Because that's something that like some people aren't interested in being like activists, quote unquote.
Uh, uh, I can mention more. But I mentioned the first story. I didn't. You want to hear more of the
Yeah,
second?
yeah. You said you had
Okay.
two, so you kind
Yeah.
of like were like, yeah, I don't believe, and then what
Yeah.
happened?
Okay. So I became atheist at 17 years old. Uh, then I went to college, and at 20, I was sorry. I went to college. I was an entomologist. An entomologist studies insects. Type the word. And you don't know what it is. Okay, so entomology. Okay, so anyway, I became an entomologist. I went to college as an entomologist. Sorry. Okay, so anyway, I did at around 22 years old, I think. I started dating a guy who I met online. But he just happened to be 2 hours away from me. Uh, maybe. And I just started dating him, and I'm not with him. I'm not with him anymore. And then uh, like a month after that, after I started dating him, I'm I was on college campus, and some there were some Christian people. And there's a guy named Jerry, and he had this sign that said, "Are atheists rational?" I think that's what it said, and that got me to talking to him. And he was actually nice. and so I started talking to him a lot, and then he was really old, Amy. And then I met someone else who was like in his Christian group. Her name was Tara, and I became really good friends with her. And so at first, I they actually invited me to have dinner with them with their Christian group. Uh, at first I said no. I like kind of like lied and said I was busy with school and stuff because I was afraid I'd be forced to read the Bible and pray and stuff. So I said no at first. Uh, but I kept in touch with them, and it turned out about maybe a year later or something. I was going to be in Colorado for an entomological convention. Sorry if I'm mumbling a lot. Anyway, so me, Tara, and Jerry just all happened to be in Colorado just randomly. I was there for a college thing, but they just happened to be there. So I decided that I would. Uh, so I actually ended up having dinner with them at their house, and they like did music and stuff, and they actually had it was interesting because they actually had like a Hebrew Bible and also a Greek Bible and stuff like that. So I thought was really interesting. Uh, and I guess and actually that was when my friend Tara actually she gave me a Bible. I still have it somewhere. Okay, well I have it somewhere, but I don't know where it is. I still have that Bible. Anyway, she gave me a Bible, and so I started getting really more interested in the Bible and stuff. And then so I kept reading it for like a year or whatever. Uh, and then also kept in touch with her, and they were actually giving me like real arguments. Okay, maybe not good, but they were actually giving me other arguments besides feelings, which is new for me. So I started reading the Bible and stuff for about a year. Uh, and again, I also mentioned that I was dating a guy at the time, and I was still dating him. And to be honest, he was kind of emotionally abusive. So I guess maybe this has to do with me being really confused. He was emotionally abusive, but oh,
Yeah, sorry to
uh,
hear that.
yeah, it's okay.
So it sounds like it. I mean, a lot of religion is very reliant upon forming relationships and getting
Yeah,
people in that way. It's like, okay, you have a boyfriend that believes in
yeah,
this. Now you have friends that believe in this, and they're giving you something special, and it's like you're
mm-hmm,
reading it, and it all's just like, well, this is I'm part of something, and so there's a very human thing there that pulls at us, that is like it's part of a community.
mm-hmm.
But do you remember any of the arguments that you had heard at the
Uh,
time? Or
yeah. So I read the Bible in less than a year, but I also started reading a bunch of books. I have some right here.
I see, that's
Okay.
impressive.
Yeah, I have a bunch
Like,
of books.
and thou begot so and so. Yeah, I'm skipping this
See.
part.
Let's see. Okay, I got this one, this one, this one. Okay, look.
Books.
These are
Oh my.
yeah, these are all Christian books right here. Right here. Those are all Christian books.
Oh, cool.
Yeah. So I was reading. So like I said, I was reading a bunch of Christian books, and I think the one that really got me was maybe this one. Signature in the Cell. And mostly just the abiogenesis. I think that really got to me, and also at first I was looking up contradictions and stuff, and at first it seemed like there was no contradictions. For example, in one gospel, it'll say that Jesus had a purple robe, and another one it'll say that he had a red robe. And atheists will sometimes use that as an argument that there's a contradiction in the Bible. But in my opinion, I don't think that's a really good contradiction because it's really common. Like that meme with the dress, the like black and what's it? Blue and black, and gold. Yeah, that's it. You know that meme? Like some people
Oh, the
say,
dress, right?
yeah,
Oh, yeah, I
yeah. Everybody
remember
knows the
that.
dress. Some
Everybody didn't
people,
know what the hell color it was, right?
yeah. But by the way, I see white gold.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, everyone saw it. I was like, yeah, what? I don't care. What's the computer say? And they did that, and I was like, okay, that's what color it is. I
Yeah.
was like, it doesn't matter what I think I see. It's what it's whatever the data is, and that's yeah, that's one of those optical illusions things where you know, you see different colors depending on how you're looking at
Mm-hmm.
it, and I could
Yeah.
actually make the dang dress switch back and forth
Oh, okay.
just by
I just saw
looking at
I
if
just
you
saw
look
white
at
gold.
yeah if you look at like like you looked at the if I looked at the shadow then I could see it one way. If I looked at the light then I could see it another way because
Mhm.
it's just your brain is filling in information. But yeah, I mean the abiogenesis, I mean, we were just in the, where Jeremy Spry, the logic versus atheism guy, is saying, well, we don't know, and it can't just be chance. And I think he still was leaving out natural selection, but I think he was throwing that in sometimes. If it can't be that, it's got to be a mind. It can't not be a mind.
Mhm.
And it's like, well, why? Because he already believes it's a mind. It's not because
Mhm.
there's like concrete proof that it's a mind or something. It just he can't conceive that it could be anything else.
Mhm.
So you had, but at any rate, you had kind of converted into Christianity by
Yeah.
friendship, so to speak,
I wouldn't,
and
no,
studying.
I wouldn't say
And
friendship. I think it was more just I was actually getting real arguments, and that was the issue.
yeah, yeah,
Again, like I mentioned, I was also with an abusive, but emotionally abusive boyfriend, so I was really messed up.
right. And then so you what? Did you go to church and stuff like that, or?
Uh, nah. Well, actually, I did a really stupid thing. So I mentioned I was in college. I was in college until like last semester, and I did a really stupid thing. I actually quit college so I could talk about Jesus. So I'm not in college right now. I don't have a degree.
Oh dear,
Yeah, I went to college for 5 years and I quit.
you're gonna
So
go back?
I don't know what I'm gonna do. Uh, I for the last 2 semesters I kind of blew out my classes so I could read the Bible and stuff. So I don't think my GPA is high enough, and I don't know if I can get financial aid and stuff to go to college. So I don't know what I'm gonna do.
Hmm.
Unfortunately,
Yeah. Wow. So I mean, religion really kind of kicked you
yeah,
down there.
yeah, it is.
But what eventually led you to deconverting again? Was that going on YouTube and asking questions, or?
Uh, I started looking at more like contradictions and stuff. Uh, let's see. Let me think of an example. Uh, in the Gospel of Matthew, it talks about the virgin births, and it gets a reference uh, to prophecy in Isaiah chapter 7, uh, verse 14 specifically, and I don't, and that bothers me because I don't think uh, I don't think that verse wasn't talking about Jesus. I don't think. If that makes
Yeah, I
sense.
mean, there's plenty of
Yeah.
contradictions, but
Yeah.
a lot of people rationalize those away or just say, well, it's not that important or
Mhm.
whatever. But
Yeah.
yeah, that brought doubt into your mind, and
Mhm.
then was it just kind of like, well, yeah, I can't believe this anymore? Was it
Mhm.
kind of quick, or was it slow, or what was?
I think after that, I think I feel like it went quick after quick, quick, quick. I guess. I don't know. Especially after I broke up with my boyfriend, with my ex.
Yeah, that yeah. So it seems, yeah, like I was saying, it seems like, I
Hmm.
mean, there was other things involved, but yeah,
Yeah.
but yeah, the weird thing for me, because I was raised Christian and it was very much part of my life for a long, long time, and I just didn't ever question it. It was just like, yeah, this makes sense. This is true. It's just, you kind of have this like bubble, and when it was done, it was like, well, you would think that maybe I could have believed in a different God, but because Christianity says this is it, once that's gone, it's like, well, that's it. And it's interesting when I hear deconversion stories. It's usually, whatever the religion was, and then it's not like they became a deist and then an atheist or a skeptic or whatever. It's just immediately, once I haven't encountered someone I'm sure there's somebody out there that has a different thing. I'd love to meet like a former Hindu or something that's like, yeah, I
Yeah.
used to believe in the bazillion gods, and then I dropped down to five, and then it was two and one, and before you know it, I was a jaded
Yeah.
skeptic or something. But
Hmm.
it's like, I think it is that this desire we humans have to answer the question. It's like, well, why? Why are we here? What does all this mean? What's this about? What's the purpose? And it's like, well, what's wrong with not knowing the answer? It's like, it's, to some degree it's unsatisfying, but in some ways it's amazing, the mystery, and what we can know about reality is way more interesting, and how things really work. It's just like, well, that's cool. Like I was reading up on, they have done the first image of atoms or molecules, uh, and I was like, oh, I thought we'd already seen them, but okay, we hadn't. But what was amazing is the mathematical thing that you've always seen for like hydrogen, how it has, the nucleus and how the one electron. And when they were able to image it, it looks it's identical. It's like, this is, it's not so the math proved it before we could see it, and it's also, wow, that's cool. So we got it right. Yay, good job, everybody. That's not me, because I had nothing to do with it. So it's like, yeah. So now you're skeptic, and you
Hmm.
got insects, and you're gonna be
Yep.
doing reviews of, what does it mean, skeptical reviews, reviewing
Uh, Mostly gonna be like Christian and Christian books. It's like something like
ah
this.
yeah.
Let's see. I have two videos right now. The first one is about old Earth creationism. Basically, some people say that the word "day" in the Bible can mean a long period of time. That's wrong. I looked through every verse, like every verse that uses the word "day," and it's always a 24-hour period. Actually, it's a misunderstanding of the word "yom" and "yamim." Yamim is like the plural version of "yom."
Hmm.
Sorry, "yom" means day. Amy.
Yeah, I
So
know, y'all.
"yamim." Okay, okay, you know what
The
this.
period of time, right? I have had this debate with people too. Like, no, it's not a day. It's a period of time. No, it's a day. No, it's not. It's a period of time.
Okay. Okay, Amy. So I looked up the words yom and yamim. Yamim can mean a long period of time, but yom, as in like it just chapter one. Yom always means like a 24-hour period.
I've heard
I
that
al-
argument, but see,
mm.
Yom was used other places in the Old Testament to mean a period of time. So,
No, that's false.
really,
I look. Go look at my first video. You can look.
okay, I'm gonna
I,
have to. Yeah, to see my. I've forgotten more than I used to know, but I remember that. Um, because the thing is, sunrise to sunset, that wouldn't be 24 hours anyway.
yeah.
So it's like, anyways, I don't know. But yeah, I remember Yom, and that being a
Mm.
thing that I would would try to debate uh,
Mhm.
early on. Um, although I can't remember if I was debating as a Christian or as a skeptic at this point,
Mhm.
because uh, when I was doing YouTube as a Christian, so I encountered a lot of things that I was like, no, 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 that's not how it is. Um,
Mhm.
yeah, but you popped on YouTube. YouTube's just kind of a thing that people kind of do.
Mhm.
But why? Why come on YouTube at all to
Mhm.
rather than just be a lurker or what have you? Is there?
And I think, but first of all, I think it's fun to do, and like I recently just started basically atheist channel, and I really like reading, and I'm still reading this anyway, so I don't see why not make videos about this since I'm doing it anyway. So
Yeah, that's really cool. I think that
mhm.
now you said you were young-ish, and you're in your 20s or something like that. I think is that
Yeah,
am
yeah,
I
I'm 24 now.
okay? Wow, back in my day, yeah, I'm still 18. Yeah, but sure, yeah. and back in my day, the world was made out of onions. Anyways, yeah,
Yeah.
I'm old. I remember the internet becoming a thing. So, yeah.
I was playing on the computer when I was like 8.
Yeah, but well, yeah. I mean, yeah. Now let's see. What was it? So when right, my brain hurts. Yeah, my brother was saying that because it's the 50th anniversary of the moon landing,
Oh
and
yeah, I remember that.
yeah, you remember that? No, you weren't alive when
No,
it
but
happened.
I heard about it. I heard about it.
You didn't exist yet. Neither did I. No, but my brother saying that he was like 2 or something when that happened, or something like that. And I was like, wow, we're old. I was like, you're older than me. But
Yeah. My birthday is like 2 months though.
yeah, well, happy birthday.
Not yet.
Um, one year closer to the inevitable end.
Yeah. But my next birthday I'll be 25. So I'll be like a quarter of a century.
Um, after you'll stop counting eventually. You'll just be like, wow, how did I become 30? And then you'll be like, wait a minute, how did I become 40? Why? And but I mean, the alternative, of course, to getting old is to stop, which isn't good because then you're not alive. So, uh, but maybe science will fix that. So that's when they're doing things with CRISPR that at some
Mhm.
point maybe we'll figure out how to teach the DNA to copy itself uh,
Mhm.
perfectly, so it won't. So we not only could I essentially
Mhm.
rewind myself to a younger age, but then I could
Mhm.
stay at that age indefinitely. I'm like, yeah, sign me up for that. Sounds good to me. Like, well, now I'm technically. But then how would age work? It'd be like, well, if we're all like say 20 or whatever, but it's like you've been around for a century. You're like, well, how old
Mhm.
are you? 20. I don't know. 120. What would you say? I don't know. That's pretty weird. what do you think? What do you think's gonna happen in when the next 20 years from now?
20 years.
Yeah.
Uh, like just in general.
Yeah. Sure.
Uh, I think that's a hard question.
Yeah, it is. I don't know why it came to my mind. I was just thinking that if somebody had asked me 20 years ago what was going to happen, I'd be like, I don't know. Stuff will happen. I mean, who could have predicted, the explosion of Twitter and things like this?
Mm.
Is that, from your perspective, is it weird that people talk about Twitter on the news and things like this, or does that just make sense to you?
I don't know. I don't know what you mean by that.
Well, because I mean, before Twitter like became huge, like
Mhm.
nobody would have cared what you said on Twitter or the internet in
Mhm.
general. Like nobody like it didn't what
Oh.
was online didn't really cross over into
Mhm.
real life that
Oh,
much.
I see. I see what you're saying.
Yeah, and then all of a
Uh,
sudden,
things have changed.
yeah, I was like,
Like Donald Trump. He's always tweeting.
yeah, right, and their news is always like, and one of the things that bothered me was hearing, it's like there's a movement on Twitter. It's like hashtag whatever the bleep it is. It's like,
Mhm.
no, that's not a movement. That's like, did you not like learn history, like what an actual movement is? Like, look at Martin Luther King Jr. That's a movement. A hashtag is just, oh, I support this. I guess I'm done. Hit enter. Oh, I did something. No. And there's this comedy channel, We the Internet, that showed what happened to all the war protesters, and it's a funny skit, but well, there's still wars in the world, so what happened to people that were protesting? Well, they protested for a while and then they went home, and that was it. And that's not an effective methodology to affect change. Like, you can't just protest for a day or even a week and be like, well, that's it, time to go home. And that's what people don't get with these quote movements is you have to have an effective leader with a clear message and a vision, and you have to continually uh, fight the fight with words and deeds and letters and pressure, and that's what affects change. And I just worry, like, younger people, quote unquote, don't get it. It's like, look, and I wasn't around when Martin Luther King was doing his thing, obviously, but I remember learning about it, and it really making me think about it, and watching Gandhi, the movie Gandhi, and his life. Although he wasn't perfect or anything, but the movie makes him seem kind of perfect. But I think that these are things that seem to be lacking. I don't know. Anyway, so yeah, I don't know. I'm old. I don't care. Fine. It's your job now to fix it. Good luck.
Okay.
um, but yeah, you were talking about money for school,
Mhm.
and if we get you popular enough, maybe we could do a crowdfunding for that.
Maybe.
Yeah, yeah, there we go. I
Uh.
think.
Okay, go on.
Yeah, I was going to say that I think that because they're talking about free college or loan debt forgiveness and all this sort of
Mhm.
stuff, and it's like just it's the money has to come from somewhere. That's the problem.
Mhm.
Yeah, man. So, but how what do you said you're not really sure what you're gonna do. Have you looked into any of that or?
Not really. I'm mostly just been doing YouTube and stuff.
Well, I mean, you got to pursue, your passion, and YouTube
Mhm.
might be your passion. I don't know. I mean,
Yeah.
I'm not sure.
I'm liking YouTube.
Hmm. Let's see. What other questions can I come up with that have no answers? Let's see. What's the explain women? I don't understand you. You're a different species. I don't get it. I don't understand what's going
Like,
on.
okay,
Like, here's a book. Read this.
yeah, you'll need to book this big to explain
Signature in
women.
the.
I make fun of myself right now.
Alright, that will explain it. I gotta get that book now. I'm like, oh, I read the first page. That's good enough. Alright, I got it.
Actually, I think this book's bigger. So this size book.
Yeah, something. It'd be complicated. um, what gravitated you towards the word skeptic as a moniker?
I just thought it sounded better.
What does skeptic mean to you?
I think I mean Christians can be skeptics too. I think it just means that like you don't take people's word. Uh, let's see, like you fact check and stuff.
Okay, yeah,
Does make
that's,
sense?
yeah, that's a good version of it. It's because I call myself a skeptic, and for me, it's to doubt and to investigate.
Yeah, yeah.
And
That's reasonable.
I've had for a long time. I've had a three-tier system, if you will, um, that I required to think anything is true, which is
Mm,
empirical evidence, a repeatable test, or a valid and sound argument. And you could really shorten the first two into the scientific method if you wanted
mm,
to. And for religion or God or odd things like that, nobody's been able to give me any of that.
mm,
So it's like, well, it could be true, but I just don't have the things I require. And one of the things I've heard in response to that many times is, well, God isn't one of those things. And it's like, well, that's dumb. Why would it be that way? It's like God's playing this really weird hide and seek game where it's like, I'm going to reveal myself to these people at this time and nobody else in the world. And then you're going to have to figure out which religion to find me in. And I'm going to give you some hints that I exist, but I'm not going to show you that I exist because reasons. And it's like,
yeah.
what? That's what? You know. But you were asking me some stuff in chat in the other hangout. And that's why I was like, oh yeah, we've got to talk about stuff. Now I don't remember what you were asking.
Uh,
Some something about why is it not logical or something like that to believe in God or something to that effect
I'm not sure.
or okay. All right. Well, this was the thing we did. I wish I was more creative. I think my brain's tapped out from that last hangout. But we'll do a thing again. We'll have maybe I'll bring in more people
Yeah.
to do stuff with or whatever because I know a lot of different people and yeah. So if you really want to be challenged, I'll try to get Yin Yang James to talk to you and he'll ask you questions and you won't even know anything when he's done. He does the Socratic method. Are you familiar with that?
Uh, I feel like I should. What is it?
It's basically you just ask questions about about what you keep asking questions to the person, and
Okay.
yeah, it's like kind of frustrating in a way, but also it's like the idea is you're learning about what you think is true, what you believe is true, what you
Mm,
quote know is true, and so on. And it's a very challenging thing because it really makes you think. Got invited to Purple Rhymes with Orange. Oh, okay. Have fun. Bye.
Hi, Johnny.
Johnny Drive By is going. All right. Well,
Mm,
yeah, but yeah, this was the thing we did. Thanks for doing this.
mm,
So you have channels, and
yeah.
yeah, I'll link them. I guess nobody's gonna watch this. It doesn't matter.
It's okay.
All right. I'll talk to you later. Okay.
Hey, thanks for having. Thanks for
Yeah.
talking.
Thanks for doing this. I don't know if it was. I don't know what it was. All right.
It was
Well,
nice.
yeah. Okay. Take care. All right. Hit the button. Which button is the button? That's the